This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL.
It is the Sports Den. What is tonight? Tuesday? That's right. We're supposed to be off. Dang it, Baloo.
Messed me all the way up.
Actually, it's not Baloo. It's Frangie this week.
Yeah.
That's all right. We're good with Frangie. Frangie, well-earned vacation, my man. You take you a couple weeks. We'll work on Tuesdays. It's all good. So Sports Den brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Make sure you get to an ABC. It's it's still NCAA tournament. I know it's like a night off, but it's still like this. You should be celebrating,
especially if you're an FSU fan.
Just in general, this time last year, I don't want to FSU.
True.
This time last year, we didn't have this.
That's true. Very, very true.
Should be thankful we have it, and in turn, be thankful that ABC has had a hard year where they have stuck with you through it thick and thin.
They have not. They have not shut down.
Nope.
They hired more people during the process.
They helped the economy.
They were here for you.
You should reward them by stopping by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits all over the First Coast area. I said First Coast area. When's the last time you heard somebody say First Coast? Everybody says Duval now.
Yeah, it's pretty general.
Yeah, just stop by ABC. We'll stop talking about it if you'll stop by right now. We're just having a conversation off air. We're going to bring it on air. James is having a dilemma, a personal dilemma.
Because it's a duality.
I'm glad you're having it. I read your post today, and I thought, you know what? We're going to use this for education.
Right. And that's what we're about.
So tell people your dilemma right now.
Well, my dilemma is my son had practice today, and for I-9 for football, the season starts on Saturday. And they're switching it up a little bit. They're going to the vertical passing game.
They being you.
I was going to get to that.
Okay. Sorry.
They're going to the vertical passing game. They've got really good athletes. My son does everything right. He does a lot of things. Well, let me rephrase that. My son's no angel, but he's really good. Like, makes straight A's because I demand it, and he really takes his grades serious. Like, he got a bad assessment the other day, and I had to talk him off the ledge. I'm like, dude, I'm not Tua here. I'm not gonna beat you. Just like I firmly believe in standards, and my son knows the standards. And if he meets those standards, that's when you get to ask me for stuff. And by far, if you look at it on Facebook, or if you get a chance to see him, he wants for very little. And he came to me, and I blame video games.
Okay.
He's playing Madden a lot. Now, a byproduct of playing Madden a lot is I get these questions that I don't know how it feels for other people, but as a dad who's lived what most of you guys have dreamed, I've kind of waited for this. I thought it was going to come like 5 or 6 years down the road. I was asleep. Came in after one of his breaks for class. He said, "Dad, I need you to tell me how to get to the NFL. I need to know." Like, I don't know what it is. He's a little early. It's like, just make good grades. So I'm telling them, you make good grades, they'll draft you or whatever. Just, it's a lot, but I need him to worry about that.
Don't make such good grades that the Jaguars put you in the hot seats.
Right. Yeah, we're never doing that.
Let's not go too far with
it. But, good enough grades so you're not like your dad and they got to figure out how to get you into college.
Right.
But, he's watching a lot of YouTube videos. We went from Baby Shark to Odell Beckham. He's watched the Kansas City Super Bowl at least 20 times in the last month.
Wow.
And he keeps watching it. So I'm happy. He's asking me these questions that I can finally get in. It's not the emotional stuff. He's not like no Care Bears. I can deal with this. This is my level. But then one day when we were on, I don't know if you were, I asked you. We were on air. When I think it was a Wednesday night, so our late night. He says, "Dad, I really want to play quarterback."
Right.
And I was devastated. I was like, "Man, it's only one quarterback. I don't really know if you're any good at it. Like, you're really, really good at this wide receiver, running back thing. At DB, like, that's you. I ain't even got to coach you. You just do that. Quarterback, we got to work on it." And he's like, "All right, I'll make good grades. I'll do whatever I need to do, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, all right. So he did what he needs to do. I'm like, clean your room, blah, blah, blah. He's really wanted to be this quarterback. Starting to do push-ups. I really don't know what the push-ups have to do with playing quarterback, but
strength never hurts.
Like, he's out there putting cones together. He's getting with his uncle, throwing it. Like, he's like, I want to prove to my dad that I can play quarterback. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I take him in the yard. And he's throwing decent arm strength. I'm like, all right. You can't throw like that, though, consistently. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll take him to 6 points. Took him to 6 points a couple weeks ago.
And there's some little dudes in there slinging it.
Yeah. And he didn't do bad. He did okay. But then we put him, but then I went back out and I did some drills with him. And I'm like, hey, man, if you're going to play quarterback, you got to throw it for real. Like, you can't just do this, drop back and then throw it like a grenade thing, because Dad didn't let other kids do that. And I'm not going to let you do that. We get into practice today. It just wasn't the best show. The problem is that, so I pull him out and say, man, get back at wide receiver. We run our jet sweep, inside zone concept, which it's really not inside zone. Whatever. Bottom line is that's the best way I can describe it.
Inside zone and flag.
Whoever knows, this is jet sweep. We run our base play is we run the jet sweep, and then off of the jet sweep, we run the inside zone going back.
Right.
A cross bug motion, if you were
more
in
of a counter.
Yeah, counter, basically. Kids picked up on that and they slowed us down. They didn't stop us, they just slowed us down. So I'm like, fine, we're gonna run a post off of it. We're gonna run a post wheel concept off of that. And then they got good with that. Then I just said, fine, Trey, we're gonna run a post. Mason, you're gonna run a go. Charles, you're gonna run the seam. And then my center tight end is gonna run an out route to where the post is. Trey runs the post, bomb, sticks it, goes on the line, catches, boom, 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 touchdown.
Which at that age, catching is a problem.
Big problem. And I mean, but it looks smooth. I'm like, as a coach, why would I mess that up?
Right.
When that works.
Right.
And I'm looking at my son and I'm like, the duality in it is this. As a coach, I teach people our job is to win and develop, but to win. That's important. If you want to lose or you want to have a fair game, good game, there's other teams for that. We win here. But as a dad, my job is to put my son in the best position to get better. You can only get better by getting reps. But that thing where you throw it to the other team makes me, as a coach, now to his defense, the 5 kids that he faced, I don't think we'll face 5 kids like that on any other team.
Can I stop you for a second, though?
Yeah.
Because this is when I read your post on this, I knew I wanted to talk about this because it's relevant in the bigger picture. And I'm not even kidding about this. You are going through the exact issue that so many people go through because young African-American athletes are usually the best athletes. And at a young age, your best athlete does not play quarterback.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's flag football, tackle football's getting a little bit more like that because they'll have him really a glorified running back.
Right. He just drop back, find the space and run. Yeah, I got you.
So it's like at an early age, a decision is made for a kid, good or bad. I don't even have an opinion on that, on what position he plays, and he doesn't get properly developed. Now your son's young, real young, but say 3 years from now, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the exact same thing.
He's only going to get more athletic.
More athletic. And the more reps he gets catching the ball, the better he's going to be at catching the ball. Right. And so that's been, I don't want to say the holdup, but I don't know another word for black quarterbacks for decades. It's not the narrative that was pushed out forever. They haven't had the opportunity to play the position until they've overcome the fact that they're the most athletic kid on the field. And there's probably people getting mad at me for saying this, but it's the truth. And you're living it.
They can get mad at you all they want. Like,
it's a fact.
I make our team is better when he's not quarterback. I have a person who can score at any given time. At wide receiver, I have a running back that can score at any given time.
And guess what happens? Is now your team is better. Your team's going to be better next year, the year after that.
Yeah, like I said, he's only going to get better at it.
And those are all reps, also known as football IQ, that he's losing at a position. And it could be the right move. It probably is the right move. Just looking at you.
Right. That's the
probably the right move. But now take that even further, James. And this is where the issue that never gets talked about comes up. Is the same thing happens at the college level. It's the reason why I said that I will never have an African-American quarterback that I suggest they run the 40 in a combine. There's nothing to gain. There's everything to lose. It even happens post-career in football. And here's what I mean by that. colleges, they will hire African-American coaches, and what will they ask them to do? Recruit. They're hired because they see them as an advantage in living rooms because they're recruiting what? African-American kids.
More relatable.
Right? And so they're never put in that strategic position. It's always, it's a great job to have because recruiters are making $500,000 a year now. But it catches up. Right? And it's the exact same thing in every single aspect of football. It starts at 6 years old and it continues on and on and on throughout their career. And it's this cycle. Right? And it's starting to get a little bit better. But when people talk about why aren't there more people hired for this, or why haven't there been more black quarterbacks, this is it. This is the best example that anybody could give, and you're living it right now. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense.
But it's the thing that very few people talk about, right? It's because most people don't even get a chance to really experience that. So I when I saw your post, it was like, okay, this is dope. We're actually going to talk about this because it's an aspect that I've lived through, used to make fun of me because of most of my quarterbacks were African-American.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reality is, like, for the longest time, people took the position and tried to take the athleticism out of it instead of enhancing the position by athleticism. And now it's a knock on a quarterback if they're not athletic. What do you hear about Mac Jones every single day? How athletic is he? Like 10 years ago, Mac Jones would be the number 2 quarterback in this class.
Yeah.
Now it's a knock on him. So I'm glad you're having to make this decision. I'm glad it brought up the conversation, actually.
I mean, he'll be in 6 points tomorrow. Like, I mean, I'm not giving up on that part.
But even that, think about how much better he has to be. How much better does he have to be than the other kid at quarterback for you to move him to quarterback? Because now you're causing a deficiency at another position.
Now
he has to be remarkably better.
Now, to his defense, that kid is a really good athlete.
When I say that, I'm not necessarily talking about your kid.
But no, I know. But I'm saying,
like,
down the road, like if I didn't, I could give. And we have other kids that are good. It's the beautiful thing about it is that they get an opportunity to get better,
mm-hmm.
and I can space it out and do more. Hopefully, I don't want to say because that sounds awful. Well, whatever. We get up high enough on another team, yep. And he's getting he can throw it, and they can say whatever they want to say, but they've all experienced getting blown out. It's probably better that we are throwing the ball than we are just letting my kids run.
Well, but see, if you take this to middle school to high school, like that coach who's not going to be you at that time looks at Trey and is like, okay, he's our best running back or our best slot receiver or our best EB. And we have another quarterback who he's probably better than, but he's not so much better than that I want to take him out of that other position. That's where the dilemma comes up. And you made the point earlier, the coach's job is to win.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's not the coach's fault. It's not the kid's fault. It's not the parents' fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just the cycle that everybody's in.
And the one thing that I never want to be, and which is why I don't like coaching my kid, which is really why I really just wanted to be, I mean, I like coaching my kid, but I really want to just step back and let somebody else make those decisions so that I can know how to guide them. But, it's, like I said, I don't know. It was a weird thing. Just watch them, but it's good to see him struggle
mm-hmm.
because he's been so damn good.
Yeah,
and a lot of stuff. So, and I don't know what it was. I never wanted to be quarterback. I always wanted to be a linebacker. I wanted to be murder, just like JJ. I wanted to be Ray Lewis at one point. But I've just seeing him go through that, it was fun. But it was fun, but it's also like, dang, dude. Come on, bro. You're killing me right now.
Stop throwing us to the other team.
Yeah.
We got to take our first break. When we come back, Mac Jones had his pro day today.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that. We'll get into some mock draft stuff as well. We got tons of stuff to get into tonight. We'll be right back.
There are moments in every life when we're faced with a choice that could change everything.
Just going for it. Great glorious day.
Choose 1010XL.
Tired of the same chain lunch spots? Hi, it's Arena with Halas, where we have served Jacksonville since 1974 with fresh eats from the Mideast and Mediterranean. We have the remedy to your lunchtime blues. Shawarma, kibbe, grape leaves, and our famous pita riders offer a healthy take on lunch. Be sure to stop by our market where you can find groceries from all over the world and the best pita in town, baked right here in-house. When life hands you chickpeas, make hummus. Come see us at Halas at 4323 University Boulevard South.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Hope Haven believes in children and youth with special needs and abilities and has developed programs to help ensure their success. Find out more about their employment services and internship program at hope-haven.org.
Big Brothers Big Sisters nurtures local kids and strengthens communities. You build positive relationships that have a lasting effect on young people. Get involved at bbbs.org.
Habitat for Humanity helps families build and improve their homes. If you want to build a better Jacksonville, visit habitat.org.
Join Jacksonville's City Rescue Mission to help transform the lives of the homeless and needy. crmjax.org.
First Coast YMCA helps develop Jacksonville's youth. You can help our children find a better future at fcymca.org.
If you're involved with a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, visit our website to find out how at 1010XL.com.
Everyone here knows Diamonds Direct is the place to go for the best diamonds at the best prices. But did you know that savvy buyers from as far away as Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando, and other cities now come here to Jacksonville to buy their diamonds? These high-end shoppers have discovered that Diamonds Direct has one of America's best selection of large, rare diamonds, from 3 carats to 10 carats, all certified by the GIA, the most reputable and most trusted gem lab in the world. Because of Diamonds Direct's international connections and tremendous buying power, we're one of only a handful of jewelry stores in the U.S. that carries a large selection of rare GIA diamonds. In fact, Diamonds Direct's multi-million-dollar selection includes a stunning array of high-end Riviera necklaces, 20-carat tennis bracelets, and an extraordinary collection of rare precious gemstones, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and even the really hard-to-find fancy yellow diamonds. Come see why Diamonds Direct right here in Jacksonville is the destination for high-end shoppers all over America. Extraordinary selection, impeccable quality, and unmatched value. Diamonds Direct, off Town Center Parkway next to the Hyatt.
The off-season is the road to the regular season.
Our work is not done now. No, sir. Our work is not done.
Keep your off-season on track with 1010XL and Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
The reload has begun, and the time for talk is over.
When you grab a seat in this beautiful stadium, you're going to see a team play really fast. I want a team that plays fearless.
Visit Jaguars.com to renew your season tickets and join head coach Urban Meyer for a new era of Jaguars football. Already a season ticket member? Renew your tickets by April 9th and guarantee your seat selection. We'll see you at the bank.
Picking here, there are some great reasons to play in this year's Beaches Habitat for Humanity Builders Classic Golf Tournament, presented by Larry and Nancy Wong at Jacksonville Golf and Country Club May 3rd. How about a chance to shoot for $1 million? Hole-in-one or a GMC Canyon from Nimnik Buick GMC. A 3-year lease on a Fields Automotive Land Rover Defender and a Pebble Beach golf trip for 2. Learn more about sponsorships and registration at beacheshabitat.org/Builders Classic.
Rediscover the comfort of being home. Prosser here. Lifetime Enclosures can help with sunrooms, screen enclosures, lanai conversions, outdoor kitchens, you name it. They've got it. My parents invested in their comfort with Lifetime Enclosures. They love their new and improved outdoor space. By coming into their showroom, you can enjoy up to an additional $450 in savings at Lifetime Enclosures. Their staff observes all CDC guidelines and social distancing. And don't forget to stop by Lifetime Flooring next door. Tell them Jeff sent you. License CRC 028471.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie. With a new surprise around every corner, 2021 has been stressful. When trouble with your vehicle becomes one of those surprises, the last thing you want is a pushy salesperson trying to upsell you on a service or product you don't need. The Big Chief Tire understands your priority is to avoid stress and save money, and that's why it's their priority too. Schedule an appointment with their trusted team of experts at any of their 4 locations across Jacksonville. Visit BigChiefService.com today.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. 1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. Make sure you get to thehumidor.com for all of your cigar needs. 20% off when you check out when you use the code SportsDen, all lowercase, all one word. They will hook you up. 20% off. Thehumidor.com. Big selection of cigars. If you're getting a pinch and need one right away, just go to ABC.
Yeah.
But if you can plan it out, it's always going to be better if you hit up thehumidor.com. Mac Jones Pro Day today. Alabama's Pro Day. Like the whole, did you see how many people were at that thing? That indoor was
packed.
Oh, gosh. I know that they've got a rule that says that each NFL team can only have 3 representatives. And that's why you're seeing these teams do multiple pro days so that they can accommodate, everybody that wants to come see them. If a staff wants to bring more than 3, they can. I feel kind of like Mac was fine, but I feel kind of bad for Mac because in the last few days is when we heard, and I'm sure he knew this before, but no Devontae Smith, no Jalen Waddle, right? And so essentially no the running back, Najee Harris. Yeah, he didn't do anything today. So now basically Mac's got this pro day that everybody's anticipating because they don't believe his stats, I guess. I don't know. And he's throwing to tight ends every single route. And so you saw like a couple of deep balls where Mac overthrew it by like a step or two. Well, he's used to throwing Devontae Smith.
Yeah, the guy he's normally throwing to is a little faster.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really know if you're an NFL team, what you could even get out of it. What did we say his 40 time was? 4.8? 4.85. About where you expected for Mac?
That's good.
Yeah,
I mean, one, it was it was great to hear Mia O'Brien on Helmets and Heels talking about what we did with her and Ben last year.
Oh yeah,
we did the combine.
Yeah, that was just last year.
Yeah, it's hilarious to hear people say, "Oh, that's it." Like now we have an Olympian that comes in here from time to time. Now his speed, it's like what? Maybe if I say 1% of the world, is that too much?
Yeah, way too much.
Right. Bottom line, let's put it like this: there's probably 20 people that can run.
I was
going to
say there's 20 human beings.
Yeah, that can run as fast as he runs or faster.
And there's only 10 of them that know that they can.
Right. Yeah. The other ones haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. The other ones are running from something.
Yeah. 5. If you can run 5 flat as a normal human, you're one of the fastest human beings on earth. Doesn't mean you don't race Bolt. But I'm just saying.
If you run 5 flat, you probably are in the top 1%.
You think that bad?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, whatever. My point is,
if you took 100 people,
right? My point in all of this is that people say, "Oh, he just ran a 4.85."
Mm-hmm.
Your fat ass can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me just tell you, that's what was great about having the facility and doing the combine was to see people fail.
Mm-hmm.
It brought joy to my heart because that person will never say they know what it's like to run 40 yards. 40 yards seems short until you have to run it, and you've never ran it before. So a 4.85, like, depending on what the 10 is, that's enough to get him to run a waggle, to run a bootleg, to be able to do those things functionally. You're not asking him to get a 40-yard run.
I would say if you run sub 6,
you're probably
in the top 7 to 10% of America anyway. Like when I say there's the other 10 are running from something, I'm talking like some third world country where it's life or death. I'm running from an animal. Like those dudes are fast. Right. I mean, it sub 5, you have to be, in most cases, if you're over the age of 22, you have to be trained to run sub 5.
Right.
If there's somebody listening that hasn't run or been trained to run a 40 in over 5 years, I would give you 0% chance to run sub 5 on a laser, which is what these guys are doing.
Right. That's the other thing that I want. He ran a 4.85. He's still fast enough. He's 5 on the laser, but
that wasn't a laser, Tom?
Man,
I guess it's Alabama's.
It's like it's whatever it's not the combine laser.
Right.
Most of these guys do have lasers, and there may be the beam, or there may be some other things, but it's real. That thing at the combine,
they calibrated it.
Like that thing is your hand.
Mm-hmm.
When your hand moves, that clock goes. There's no laser beam. It's weight. It's basically weight bearing. So that's why when you rock, they tell you to stop. When you do all these other things, they tell you to stop. But like, I mean, there's a beam too. There's a beam at the end, but it's.
Well, I'll put it this way.
But nobody really cares about it because there's 32 watches. If you say there's 3 representatives from each team, it's potentially, what is it, 32 times. So there's 96. You have 96 times.
Mm-hmm.
And however much they like you depends on probably how they stop it.
Well, I'll put it this way. So Elite 11 in Orlando was 2 weeks ago. The laser, Tom Shaw was there.
Yeah, okay.
So it's his equipment.
The GOAT.
So the laser that we use for that is we push it on movement. So we see the kid move, we push it, right?
But even that, there's a human element to it.
That's right. The fastest time in the fastest state was 4.71. That was just quarterbacks. It wasn't like 4.71. Now, if you go out there, you're going to see a bunch of dudes that claim that they were on 4.4.
Right.
Whose high school coaches have even timed them at 4.4. 4.71 was the fastest laser out of 70 of the best quarterbacks in the state of Florida. No, like 4.85 is more than plenty for Mac Jones. You're not drafting Mac to run quarterback power or quarterback sweep.
Right.
All the things that, like, I watched every throw of Mac's pro day today. There was a little bit of an emphasis on moving Mac around. And I guess the purpose of that was to show that he can, I guess. But Mac is Mac. Like Zach Wilson's going to have his pro day, and I shared this throw that Zach had that he put on his Instagram that was insane. Zach's going to have his pro day, and everybody's going to be blown away by his arm talent. Like, Zach Wilson's going to have a pro day that the average person watches, and it's going to be fun to watch. That's not what Mac is. Mac is probably, I'm saying probably because I don't have a measurable, maybe the smartest quarterback to come out of college football in 5 years, 6 years. You don't see that on a pro day. Mac is the guy, and you know Mac, like Mac is the guy that every single person on the team loves.
Well, we've seen that the way his teammates talk about it.
Right. That's when you talk about intangibles, and you know, we talk about the word culture, and we talk about locker rooms, and we talk about, forget all that. If you've got a quarterback that walks in a room, and it was this way when he was the second string quarterback too, when he walks in the room and every single person's like, yeah, I rock with that guy. A pro day doesn't show that. Right. That's Mac's value. And why he will be a first round guy.
The pro day doesn't show that, but how the guys interacted at him at, like, the pro day drills, but how the guys interacted at him. Perfect example of that is everybody left raving about Landon Dickerson, who did not do any drills, but they talked about how that's the type of guy that you want in your locker room.
He didn't do any drills, but I was actually going to ask you about that. He tore his ACL, right?
Mm-hmm.
My man was out there snapping and taking, like, stretch steps.
Well, I mean, at this point, like,
is that normal?
Yeah, it's 3. He tore at the SEC championship, so it's
mid-December.
Yeah, so he's 3 months.
February.
Well, no,
it's 3 months.
It was yeah. He's 3 months in, so yeah, like, he can do that.
Okay.
Depending on how his rehab, he got, like, the fastest I've ever seen it. This is wow. I'm getting old, man. This is 2005, right? Antonio Cromartie tore his ACL in July. Actually, the end of July. Bobby, the last Bowden camp. Doing some one-on-ones with the kid that we were trying to recruit or whatever. Tore his ACL messing around. So August, September, October, November. Like, he could have played Clemson mid-November.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely would have been, they just said it wasn't worth it for him to come out there, especially at that point. He had already made it clear that I'm out.
Yeah.
So, like, you might as well just sit back and he ran a 4.440 coming off of an ACL in less than a year. So, depending on, like, if all you have to do is worry about rehab and your nutrition and things like that, you should be better off.
382 on the text line says, why didn't you run Mac's pro day? Then he gave, like, some other trainers that actually run it. I don't really, like, we're more training. Like, we want to get into the pro day thing, but Like we did in books. Will actually did in books. Senior Bowl prep, like stuff like that. This whole thing, this pro day stuff, like from a training perspective, and you can speak on this. You're doing everything for 3 months for a day, not to get better, but to literally compete for a day, one day.
Yeah, it's like when I've done running back prep for some guys, going to the combine and their pro day. I've seen D-line drills when me and Lonnie March were partnered. It's you're taking the test over and over again, and there's money in that if you if you're really really in good with the agent, but like
it's tough for quarterbacks to make a bunch of money in it.
But it's not what I'm passionate about. It gets old, it gets stale, and really like you just pick and choose your battles. Like you want to get better, you want to get overall here. I'll be honest with you. Outside of T-Shaw is the guy. I like Chip in Atlanta or whatever he's calling it, because Chip's not technically wasn't doing it. He was doing it through his son. Legal stuff.
Michael Johnson.
Definitely Michael Johnson with my guy B-Mac. Brian McCall, who actually trained me.
Which is where Ian Book went after he left us.
Brian McCall actually trained me. Like I told you after the combine, watching Brian, what he did, like what they do for people going to the combine, I'm like, man, it will never be that.
It's an expensive
like
world to live in.
You're talking about they're buying the top floor of a hotel in those suites and converting them into training facilities, like for their athletes, and like that. To have that, you've got to have 20 guys paying about 5 to 6 racks a month.
Oh yeah.
You're probably talking about 50K for their total
hard
package.
to manage.
Yeah, it's just not fun. Like pro day prep, when you're able to get the guys and the getting them to that, but that's 6 weeks. There's only like if a kid came to me and said, James, I really like you, I want to train with you, but is it Ethos or Exos? Excuse me, Exos. But Exos is I have between Exos or you. I would tell them go spend 6 weeks at Exos, and then come back to me.
So I'm like, we've got a lot of guys at the college level that will be doing their pro days in the next couple of years. So this is how much goes into it. We've been prepping for that for a year, and we've still got another year of prep to even be able to what we feel like compete in that world. Like because, like you said, it's a job interview. I don't want them coming to me if they're not going to get the most out of me.
Because you know what happens?
Get more somewhere else.
What happens when you fail? Is that's this big advertisement.
Yep.
And it might not even be all your fault.
Yep.
But because
it's a great question. And just to put it out there, my relationship with Mac is much different than my relationship with like Carson, Jeff, Joey, all those guys. Like Mac only came to me after last year, after the year where he started a couple games. Like Mac only trained with me in the last year and a half. So I've known Mac since Mac was in middle school, but I didn't have a long training relationship with Mac like I've got with these other guys. But with all that being said, like if you've met Mac Jones, you know Mac is about one thing, and that's winning football games. Everything that he has done since he's been, in the youth football around here has been with the end goal of getting to the league and winning national championship and getting to the league. That's why he stayed at Alabama. Like, so I want to see this dude get drafted top 15, something along those lines. But all in all, 4.85. What was his vert? No, it wasn't 40. If it was 40 something, 32, like it's good stats for Mac. Good day all in all for Mac. So, mock drafts.
Yeah,
we haven't done one in a little while, have we?
No, we definitely haven't read one.
There's got to be like the post free agency mock drafts now, right? I haven't even looked really. Let's get to that. Let's run through a couple of mock drafts. We'll see if Daniel Jeremiah and those guys have some new mock drafts. We'll get to that coming up next.
This is Frank Frangie. Join Dan Hickett and me for All Things Gators, our podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, with new episodes every Monday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gators Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
Hi, I'm professional golfer Russell Noakes, and when it came time for me to purchase my home, I was looking for professionals to guide me through the buying process, and I chose Exit Real Estate Gallery. The Professionals were enjoyable to work with and made all the transactions very easy. And I would definitely recommend using Exit Real Estate Gallery to purchase your home.
Thanks, Russell. If you're looking to buy or sell your one stop in Jacksonville, Exit Real Estate Gallery. Go online right now at propertyinjax.com.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, se-ortho.com. That's where you need to go. If something is bothering you, maybe your foot or your ankle or your back, maybe your shoulder or knee, you need to get a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Stop limping around. Stop complaining about the pain. Go in there and get it fixed. I did it. You should do it as well. If you need physical therapy, that's the place you go right there, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. There's locations all over town, so there's going to be one near you. The best of the best doctors around. That's Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, se-ortho.com.
Sign on the Line Incorporated DBA True Mortgage is a fair housing lender. NMLS 1626699.
Mortgage interest rates are at historic lows, but with looming inflation, odds are rates will go up. Now's the time to lock in a low rate before it's too late, and True Mortgage can help. Home values have seen significant growth, and with a cash-out refi, you could save thousands, the lower interest rate, and get the cash you need to pay off high-interest credit cards and loans, do home improvements, or put money away for emergencies. If your current mortgage rate starts with anything other than a 2, don't let this opportunity pass you by. At True Mortgage, we've got low rates, fast turnaround, and the smart options you need. We'll also pay the title, escrow, and appraisal fees to save you even more money. Pay off those high-interest debts and save thousands by locking in a lower refi rate today. For a free quote, visit TrueNow.com or talk to one of True's top-rated loan consultants today. Just call 800-340-9750. That's 800-340-9750. 800-340-9750.
Take a timeout and talk about improving men's health and vitality with Ackerman Urology. From common urological problems to the most complex diseases, their board-certified urologists will expertly assess each person's unique situation and treat you with a personalized game plan. Ensure your confidence and wellness and get back in the game today. For the best in men's vitality care, visit Ackerman Urology in Mandarin, Middleburg, or McClenny, and at AckermanUrology.com.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Hope Haven believes in children and youth with special needs and abilities and has developed programs to help ensure their success. Find out more about their employment services and internship program at hope-haven.org.
Big Brothers Big Sisters nurtures local kids and strengthens communities. You build positive relationships that have a lasting effect on young people. Get involved at bbbs.org.
Habitat for Humanity helps families build and improve their homes. If you want to build a better Jacksonville, visit habitat.org.
Join Jacksonville's City Rescue Mission to help transform the lives of the homeless and needy. crmjax.org.
First Coast YMCA helps develop Jacksonville's youth. You can help our children find a better future at fcymca.org.
If you're involved with a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, visit our website to find out how at 1010xl.com.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. You know, I always get great service from McGowan's AC because they hire good people, pay them well, and treat them right. That's why McGowan's is growing and hiring now. You know, the HVAC is a lucrative career, especially here in Florida. So if you're a go-getter with a positive attitude and ready to get working, there's no experience necessary. McGowan's offers full training and will pay you to learn a skill that will last a lifetime. Join their winning team. Call 264-COOL or apply online at McGowan'sAC.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky scored his 802nd goal in the second period of the LA Kings game against the Canucks, breaking the NHL's goals record.
Golfers, tee it up this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the hottest new arrivals from Ping. Introducing the new Ping G425 series. The G425 drivers have the highest MOI and is the most forgiving driver in golf. Increase your swing and ball speed with proven Ping innovations with 3 models to fit all golfers. Swing by Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom Them fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about commercial fence services. From automatic gates to security fence and railing, Superior Fence and Rail's professional team delivers with great communication, trained installers, and quality products. Trust your next commercial project with the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your commercial project today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
You like Bucky Brooks?
Yeah.
Bucky released a mock draft this morning, 7:30. He must have been listening to the show last night. Because he's got Trevor going 1, Penei Sewell going 2. I'm telling you, that's the route I would go. The free agent acquisitions they've made, I got to see Sam Darnold before I go give up the chance to get my tackle that's going to be there for 12 years. Like, are you better with Sam Darnold and that guy or Zach Wilson without that guy? I'm going to have to see Sam Darnold. I think Zach Wilson's going to be really good too. But I'm going to have to see that. So he's got Penei Sewell going 2. Jamar Chase 3. Zach Wilson 4.
So he's complete opposite of Kuiper.
I didn't see Kuiper.
Kuiper's got 4 quarterbacks going in a row.
What? He's got Trevor, Zach. What was his? Look,
Trey and Justin.
He's got Trey Lance going 3rd?
Trey going 4th.
4th? So he's got Justin going 3rd to Miami?
Yeah.
So what are they doing with Tua?
Probably sending them to Houston.
Well, they're not. I mean, why would they draft Justin and get Deshaun?
That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe they just realized Tua is not any good.
Rashaan Slater, the offensive tackle from Northwestern, going 5 to Cincinnati. And he's got Justin Fields going to Philly, Jalen Waddle going to Detroit, Trey Lance going 8, Caleb Farley, who I've seen dropping like crazy lately. They got him going 9. Let's see. His notables. Rousseau going 11. Surtain going 12. Kyle Pitts going 13.
Yeah, okay.
The conversation we had last night. If Kyle Pitts is sitting there at 13, you got to trade up, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Najee Harris going 18 to the Dolphins. Devontae Smith going 19. Travis Etienne going 23. He's got the Jags taking, how do you say it? Morig for the TCU safety at 25. So does he not have? Got Zaven Collins at 28. So he's got Mac Jones. Now, okay. If this were to happen, this could possibly be the best thing to ever happen to Mac Jones. Mac Jones going 32 to Tampa Bay. What better situation?
That's where I would want to be at.
Going to sit behind Tom Brady, who is Mac Jones' like idol. Going to sit behind Tom Brady for 2 years? It worked out pretty well for Aaron Rodgers.
I think the worst thing that could happen to you is playing early. And if you can get into one of these situations where you're a team that's good and has a good veteran quarterback, and you can sit a kid for 2 years, you're in the best situation to be better for the long haul. Same thing that happens in college. Like, we've had people argue us down on the show. I just don't like playing true. I mean, it doesn't mean they can't. I just don't believe in playing true freshmen at quarterback. Not starting the year out.
It's tough.
You
It's
just
tough.
left prom.
Yeah.
Like
Even the early enroll thing?
Early enroll
That helps a little,
That
right?
helps
They
because
go through spring.
Yeah, but you're only doing 15 practices, maybe some 7-on-7. You're seeing faster competition than what you did, but man, like joking about my son in the earlier segment, like trying to process that stuff, man, it's quick. It's like it's crazy. It takes time. It's easier to do it at skill positions than it is to do at quarterback, where you have to know where everybody's doing it. NFL is a notch up, technically a shorter field because of the hashes. Guys who are less relying on their athleticism and overall mental IQ because they just know. They know by when a receiver puts his left foot up instead of his right foot up, there's only so many routes that they can run. They know by alignment that there's only so many things. They're looking at pupils dilated. They're looking at all these different little cues that people do and that you don't even know. It's kind of like when you're playing poker. People don't know that they have tells, but people who watch you know you have tells. So to put a guy in that situation is tough. Let him sit, let him learn, let him practice, let him get game, and then you put him out there, man.
Well, let me
you'll
ask
be
you
balling.
this. Would y'all wouldn't argue with me right now if I said that the two best quarterbacks in the NFL are Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, would you?
No, and both of them set.
Right. Right. Both of them got in that situation to where Mahomes, like Alex Smith is not Brett Favre, but Alex Smith go look it up. He was pretty dang good in Kansas City. And they were pretty good with Kansas City. And he's a cerebral guy. I think you have to factor that into the fact that Patrick Mahomes came out to shoot with the success that he had. Now, he may have as a rookie. I don't know, but it certainly didn't hurt him to sit. We all know the Aaron Rodgers story.
Aaron Rodgers is basically starring in the story again.
Who's the top? Yeah, well, yeah. Who's the top 5 quarterbacks? How many of them sat? How many of them got plugged in right away? If you were to go, did Russ get plugged in? Did he beat the guy out right away from jump? Yeah, Matt Flynn. The plan was for Matt Flynn to start, right? Because they paid Matt Flynn, and then he beat him out in training camp?
Yeah.
Wow. But even that, like, you drafted a guy.
The running game of the defense was the focal point that first year.
It was. Tom Brady did sit behind Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. And Tom Brady came in. Let's see. Breeze was behind Rivers. No, not Rivers.
Boston College.
Flutie.
Yeah, Doug Flutie.
Yeah. Rivers was there at the same time, right?
No, Rivers came in after that.
No, they had to overlap.
There was an overlap? I thought he had went to back to Buffalo by then.
I'm talking about Breeze and Rivers.
No, I know. I'm saying Rivers beat out Breeze. That's
right,
why. Yes,
right.
So Rivers did get developed by Breeze.
Right.
But I thought you were saying Flutie. My bad.
Do we count? This is where. Do we count Lamar Jackson in this? Because Lamar Jackson, he's different.
He sat in the beginning.
I know, but what I'm saying though is like, well, I guess, but yeah, he was behind Flacco. Is that right? Who else? Who else were we missing? Like, is there Josh Allen? Was he the starter right away, or he sat?
Probably came out the gate.
Is he a top 5?
Based
on last year,
yeah.
Based on last year, he definitely.
Deshaun started out the gate, right?
No, well, it's second game.
Yeah, that's right.
After the Jags sacked the other dude 10 times. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking through. I guess that's everybody, really. I mean, Joe Burrow is still, he's a rookie, so we can't count him yet. You could make the argument. You could definitely make the argument.
If Dak Prescott gets healthy.
Yeah. Was Dak day 1? Sorry, Romo did get hurt. This dude, like,
Big Ben started out the gate.
I can't deal with this. Like, I love having Cameron here, but he makes me feel like an idiot. It's like a walking encyclopedia right here. Who'd you say?
Big Ben.
Good grief. I forget Big Ben's still playing. But yeah, I mean, the conversation starter was Mac Jones going 32 to Tampa. And I'm sure if Mac went 32, there'd probably be some disappointment that he lasted that long. But long term, my gosh, I mean, that would be amazing for him. If the Jags went with Trevor 1 and then went safety 25, is that solid? Like, would you rather a safety that everybody's saying is legit? I'm looking at who they've got behind. I guess so. Like, they've got Bucky's got the Trevon Moehrig at 25, and then behind that, he's got the edge rusher from Washington. He's got the edge rusher from Georgia, Zaven Collins, the linebacker we talked about from Tulsa. Offensive lineman from Michigan, DB from Washington.
Oh, these guys he has ranked. This is
the guy. No, this is the guy.
Oh, I'm not saying this draft is turning out great.
These are the guys he's got. My bad. That he's got picked right after.
Oh,
like I would rather have a safety than any of those guys.
Yeah. Who's the safety?
Trevon Moehrig from TCU.
And didn't we just bring in a safety that we're excited about? That's I'm supposed to be cheering about. So now you're telling me that we got some snot-nosed rookie that's going to come in and nah, I'm just joking. That's fine.
6'2", 202.
Honestly, be honest with you, 25. If you're not trading up, get the best. Get the best. Get a starter.
Is safety the safest position to draft? Like, I feel like it's got to be one of them. I feel like I think the two safest draft picks that we've seen in recent history were Quentin Nelson, remember the guard, and Devin White. Those were two guys that when you saw their film, you were like, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, these two.
That was the first time I've ever said, "Get me that guard."
Yeah, yeah. Like, if is there anybody like that in this draft? I mean, we assume Trevor is, but the quarterback position is the least transferable skill set. Is there anybody in this draft that you look at and go, no doubt, he's going to be a star? Is it Penei Sewell?
Sewell.
Is it Jamar Chase?
It's tough to say. Actually, it's tough to say even with those two guys without seeing them. We're seeing them off for a year. Like, what kind of rust do they have?
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, those would be the two that would, because remember, Jamar Chase was the feature receiver over Justin Jefferson.
Dude, he was so amazing. But again, like, it's a year off. But I guess wide receiver is different because you can go run routes on air and do those things. Offensive line, you can't mimic a pass rush.
Right. Yeah.
And the impact and the physicality they play with that position. But
yeah, I wonder. I don't know. Because I feel like we were told by college coaches that Josh Allen was that guy.
Yep.
Like, what, 2 nights before the draft, we were told Josh Allen is can't miss, and he may still be. But the two that come to mind are Quentin Nelson and Devin White that we both looked at and was like, whoa. If you get the opportunity to draft either one of those, you do it. You absolutely do it. I don't know who that is. My gut would tell me Penei Sewell in this year's draft, which is why I think the Jets should absolutely go Penei Sewell. Do we have 8 o'clocks?
Yes.
You do?
But I'm going to be nice to them.
Okay.
I'm going to let RJ get his in first. RJ has a 8 o'clock.
By the way, 560 says that Kuiper had Justin Fields going to Carolina via trade, not Miami. Let me see what the other one. Herbert could have been offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, did Herbert? Oh, that's right. He came in after the incident.
More and more, I have questions. Maybe he called the shank.
Let's take a break. Let's come back. We'll get to 8 o'clock coming up next.
Jeff Prosser.
Genius IQ, football scholarship to GCU.
Dan Hicken.
I'm just a fun, non-threatening clown. That's what I am.
And Beef.
0% body fat.
The Drill. Mornings on 1010XL.
You know what makes every diamond unique and special are its 4 C's: cut, clarity, color, and carat weight. But do you know what makes Diamonds Direct special and unique? It's our own 4 C's. The first C, concept. Diamonds Direct has revolutionized jewelry shopping by eliminating middleman markups and giving you direct access to the world's finest diamonds straight from the diamond cutters. The second C, choice. Diamonds Direct's multi-million-dollar selection of precious diamonds is unparalleled. And with over 4,000 designer settings to choose from, you are empowered to make a decision that works for your style and taste. The third C, confidence. With a nationwide price guarantee, free lifetime warranty, our unique 110% diamond upgrade policy, and our no-pressure, no-risk environment, you have total peace of mind. And the fourth C, community. Every year, we partner with local charities and nonprofits with significant donations of time, money, and jewelry to make this a better place for everyone. Diamonds Direct, as unique, special, and rare as every diamond in our showcase. Off Town Center Parkway, next to the Hyatt.
If you're driving less, you could be saving 50%. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you can have control over your auto insurance costs by only paying for the miles you drive. Drive less, save 50% with Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Pricing varies based on how you buy, driving behaviors, and includes a daily rate. Not applicable in California. Based on annual premium paid by Allstate Standard Auto customers versus Allstate pay-per-mile customers who drive an average of 4,000 miles a year. Savings vary subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates. Copyright 2020 Allstate Insurance Company.
Hacker here. Peninsular Pest Control's fertilization and weed suppression program is great. I don't have a lot of spare time, and it will probably cost you less than it would if you do it yourself. Call Peninsular Pest Control today at 389-3491 for a free consultation, or go online to crittergetter.com. Be sure to ask about the $30 discount on new services. Remember, Peninsular is your critter getter.
Hicken here for my friends at Roof It Right. Sometimes you've got to protect that investment you've made in your home. Listen to me. Call my friends at Roof It Right. There are a lot of roofers in this town, but only one I endorse. They're local. They're trusted. They're master elite contractors, and they give you the peace of mind. The job is done right the first time. Schedule your estimate today at roofitRightFL.com. That's roofitRightFL.com. And then you'll see why your friends and neighbors say, Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night.
Get local wealth and finance advice from someone who's navigating the markets every day. Financial and tax planning, stock market trends, small business, and more. Navigating turbulent markets with Chris Rochelle. Saturday morning at 11 on 1010XL.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know there are more than 11,000 tire-related car accidents each year? Don't neglect your vehicle any longer. Your family's safety is important to the experts at Big Chief Tire. Stop by any of the 4 locations for a free tire inspection. Drive with confidence knowing the Big Chief Tire team will keep your vehicle safe and dependable. Schedule an appointment for a free tire inspection with Big Chief Tire by visiting BigChiefService.com.
Hey folks, I'll never forget waking up to find my 2-year-old grandson covered with peanut butter. But that wasn't the worst of it. He was also covered on microfiber sofa. I brought home my Zerez truck, went to work, and it all came out completely clean. At Zerez, we can clean your sofa, love seat, ottomans, recliners, kitchen chairs, patio furniture, and even the mattresses on your bed. At Zerez, we don't clean up little boys, but we do clean upholstery. For March, we are offering 25% off on all upholstery cleaning. Zerez, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerez.
1010XL. 1010XL. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. This is 1010XL.
Ocean Reef Pets now has a showroom that can actually show you how to build your own saltwater ecosystem. Tanks of all sizes on display to give you the ideas needed to build your own tank. Come sip a brew and learn from the best in the business. Ocean Reef Pets in Neptune Beach.
Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach is the best local place to shop for your next new or used firearm. Top brands, no lines, locally owned for 26 years with the best prices. Buy or sell your next firearm at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. Hello, Jacksonville. We're well on our way to being the murder capital of Florida, per capita population again. With a triple murder, a double murder, and a shootout with JSO like it was OK Corral or John Dillinger Day. When the shootout occurred, it was broad open daylight and spring break, and the community was put at risk. The bullets could have hit children or anyone else. The sad part about this is that we as a community are acting like it is business as usual. We've got to realize that as long as we let them do it, they're going to do it. We've got to wake up, stand up, and speak up if we want a crime-free community. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dad Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or maddadjacksonville.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
Gotta let it breathe. It's 8 o'clock, brought to you each and every night by us. Gotta just let it come out, man. It's Tuesday. It's don't lose your job this early in the week. You're not that mad. Like, just let us do it. Hit us up 641-1010 on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Tell us what you're hating on, and we'll or let us speak through our hatred of something through you. So I'm gonna let RJ speak his mind, since RJ will be with us for a majority of this week. I feel like getting them involved.
RJ has a 8 o'clock?
He said he had one.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I do.
This better not be a Mia O'Brien type 8 o'clock.
Meaning what?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely pumpkin spice type.
Like, this better not be this. You better come with
Mia
some
got
juice
on
this.
our show and was mad because they had ran out of pumpkin spice.
I mean, I don't do that kind of stuff,
Do we?
guys. Yeah, you do. I've been around long enough. All right. Draymond Green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hate how he looks, too. Scares children.
It was either going to be pumpkin spice or the NBA. That's
it's
his
one
range.
One of the two. Draymond Green had some choice words to say to NBC Sports Bay Area. Said, quote, "I think I'm the best defender to ever play in the NBA.
Stop the cap.
I stand by that, and I put myself up against anyone." Draymond, stop it.
To ever play what?
To ever play in the NBA.
Who is the best defender?
I mean, there's
Rodgers.
a long list before we get to Draymond.
I know, but I'm asking, who is it? Give me two or three.
I mean, listen, what? Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace,
Gary
Payton, Tony Allen, if we want to go more recent, Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, whatever you want to call him. I mean, listen,
Is Artest really in that?
yeah, absolutely. Wing defender? Yeah. But I don't know if he's talking wing defender or just all around. If he's talking all around defense, then no. If he's talking wing defender, no. But I mean, listen, I'm not knocking the confidence, but I would like for you to calm down, Draymond. You negative ghostwriter.
I mean, what do you want him to say?
Why
Why do y'all hate Draymond so much?
Because he's not any good. He's the worst guy on their team.
He talks a lot of
to
crap when they're
understand.
winning, and then when they're losing, he has nothing to say.
He needs to understand his role. Like, his role is that he's a role player, and like, just relax, man. Like,
Let me ask you something. Would you know who Draymond Green is if he didn't talk?
Would I know who he was? True, but I also wouldn't know who he was if he didn't play for Golden State.
That's a fact.
So
Really?
Look,
Is he really not? Is he really like that?
let's put it like this: all the light skinned Devils were hurt last year, and what do you remember Draymond doing?
saying nothing.
Did he carry that team?
I don't remember. I don't even remember Golden State playing a game.
Facts.
They went 15 and 55.
And that's my point. Is like you're the one member that they can still do everything that they're doing without. Like, sometimes you should just hush. Let the grown folks do the talking.
I mean, I got you.
He's not
I
like
feel
Rodman.
bad for him.
He's not even like Rodman was when he was on those Bulls teams.
He's not
Rodman
even
with
what
the
Rodman was
Rodman
on
with the Bad
Pistons.
Boys was different. No, that's a completely different animal. Like Rodman was a complete player.
Yeah.
Could score, could do all of that. Rodman with the Bulls served one purpose:
Rebound the
basketball, play defense, shut down the guy, get in people's head. He was elite at that. There is nothing about Draymond that reminds me of Dennis.
Yeah, the text line is saying Bruce Bowen, Kawhi, Charles Barkley.
Barkley, yeah.
Why?
Kawhi, you would put him in that conversation
of one of the best defenders.
Kawhi shut down one of the best players to ever play in the league.
Yeah,
as a
Andre
young player.
Iguodala.
Yeah, I would give AI be better than him.
Yeah.
Well, you were mad, but you gotta give me some
that
more
was
passion.
not that. Yeah, I'm not.
Like more passion.
I mean,
Like,
we
make
still
me
got like
believe it.
7 minutes left in the
Like,
segment.
you can't carry a hate o'clock by yourself. I have a hate o'clock, but I think I'm trying to save this one till Petty Friday because it still got some good pettiness into it. Famous YouTuber, or not, infamous, not really.
Well, if you're gonna
that
save
famous.
it though,
But people don't know what I'm talking about yet. But what I want to do is I like to spotlight when there's a solid MFTK moment.
Text line has a 8 o'clock.
Well, let's do it before I go to this MFTK moment. What's the 8 o'clock?
Oh, I thought you were gonna wait until.
No, I'm saying I was going to do that, but I have a great Jacksonville, like a good one.
Oh, then go there. The text line says, "I hate the Jags fans who want to draft Justin Fields from 1 overall because he ran a 4.41."
What Jag fan?
I know you don't need those people in your life.
Where are they? Like, stop.
Yeah.
All right. First Coast News reports. I'll give her name. It's Edith Riddle. Edith Riddle don't play about her seed. If you mess with, well, so much so that a lot of people talk that trash. Like, oh, I'm willing to die about mine. I'm willing to do whatever I got to do for my kid. Edith Riddle is truly about that life. Edith goes up to the school, goes to DuPont Middle School, and I guess some kids have been messing with her daughter.
Okay.
Edith goes with the boxing glove super glued to her left hand. Daughter goes to the cafeteria, points out the person, starts a ruckus with her, and then when the girl got on the ground, Edith starts whooping ass with the boxing glove. Starts getting down
at the middle school.
At the middle school.
Okay.
Riddle had just exited the school with her daughter after a meeting with the vice principal on campus, according to the report. Rather than exiting the campus directly, the daughter walked out of her way through the cafeteria to engage the victim in a fight. Riddle's daughter pushed the victim to the ground and threw some punches before the suspect also joined in punching the victim, who was lying on the ground, according to witnesses. A witness also said Riddle appeared to have a boxing glove attached to her left hand. The report says Riddle had the boxing glove on her hand when she arrived at the school and had told the school it was super glued to her wrist and she could not remove it.
That's the best part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Is it super glue or Gorilla Glue?
I hope
because we had our
glue.
issues with Gorilla
I hope
Glue.
it was Gorilla Glue, but it was. Bottom line is, like I've heard, my mom has told me like there's been some times when she was growing up in West Trenton, New Jersey, and she had to put Vaseline on her face to get down and dirty to go beat up some girls. I've never heard a woman say, "I got to go get this. Let me go get my super glue and my boxing glove." But there's again, like she's going to jail, and the family is going to press charges,
rightfully so,
and rightfully so. But she says she don't play about her daughter. And a lot of people say what they're gonna do, but this is what happens. And yeah,
that's hysterical.
And what makes this MFTK moment great? Jacksonville. It's in Jacksonville, Florida.
I don't feel like the story would have had as much oomph to it if it weren't for the super glue.
Oh, that's what it made me believe she was serious. See, a lot of people say, "You touch my kids, I'm gonna put my hands on you."
Right.
And
she committed to it.
And she was committed. Like, and that's technically, I guess that could be considered brandishing a weapon. Actually, no, I'm looking at it. Actually, yeah, she got charged. And see, this is the only thing I don't like. Riddle didn't follow through because she only got charged with 1 count of child abuse. I guess she only beat the 1 kid. That's why it's 1 count. Oh, it's child abuse with a personal / special weapon.
Wow.
I personally would have pulled off my belt or got a ruler or something like that, spanked the child. But she came up there and just threw them paws, man. Now, the only thing is what I try to tell people.
What is going on in the world that there's so many MFTK movies?
Because we talked about this last week, if I remember correctly. A lady decided that she wanted to go and have an MFTK moment, but then she got her ass whooped by the kids.
Right.
So you have to be careful and really, really be committed and about that life if you're going to do this. Now, what was interesting is that the parents of the girl or the child in which Riddle beat up obviously do not employ the MFTK philosophy for their own selves, or they do and they just said forget their kids. But it's supposed to be them kids, not these kids. So like they should have really like beat the hell out of Riddle herself. Violence begets more violence, people.
Do you think it would have been worse for what's her name?
Edith Riddle.
Edith, if she would have gotten her butt kicked because she had the super glued than it was for the other one?
Yeah. I think like
because you all the way committed.
Yeah, what happens is this is not boxing. This is not pugilistic arts. This is more closer to MMA than it is anything else. You should have your hands free. Now, granted, if you punch somebody and you don't hit the right area, for the people who like to pretend like they've been in fights but have never been in a fight before, like, you know, you guys who post around with your guns on Instagram and stuff like that, you've never physically sweated or fought somebody more than likely because you have to tell people how tough you are. The nose is a good area to aim for. Soft, pushes in. But you guys who really try to hit somebody in the face and go for the jaw, do you understand? That bone is solid, man. Like, you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, you may be better even like a kidney shot.
Right. Go for the or if you really want to get some. Well, never mind. I don't know. I want to give all these pointers how somebody says they were listening to me and it went out here. But my point is that a glove you can punch in the jaw. The problem is, like, what if you need to grasp, grab, or things like that, or they grab because now that object is solid. They grab your glove. It's super glued to your hand. That's gotta hurt if they pull it.
Yeah, that's not
So
not good.
you kind of handicapped yourself there.
Can I not really ahead of clock, just a follow up. I don't know. Did you read all of the Rush Probst thing when it came out?
A good majority of it. I didn't like them
ESPN
snitching.
has
They wrote an
this,
article.
Yeah, this big article. I didn't realize how much this dude spilled.
I didn't really. You know what the funniest thing about this whole thing?
Rush Probst, by the way, just real quick to catch people up. He was the Valdosta High School head coach who was caught on tape secretly admitting to paying players in high school and needing a funny money fund to get more players in high school.
He was talking to the guy whose job was to raise money. The best things that came in that article, which again, this is pettiness. That my man's name was Nub.
Yes, but you know why.
I know why his name is Nub, but I did not know that Nub, the guy, only had one arm. Did not know the guy who was recording. How do you not notice somebody recording? Like, I can slide. Like, if like me and you are here, I can have my right hand up here, my left hand under the table. Click.
Right.
He's got half of an arm
Maybe he
on one
went, like,
side.
pocket.
He can't put his left arm, no, his right arm, because he's like, shake my nub. That's what he said in the article. And I was just like, no. Bigger than Nubby. I'm going to go out. And I said, I appreciated this one family at first. Because if it can suspend mine, because the kid's not, I talked to some compliance people I know. The kid won't be banned from playing. It can't slow the process up. But he won't be banned more than likely. But then I looked at it, the Rotomakers. Do you know how ballsy you have to be to file a civil lawsuit against 5 blacks? Was it superintendent or was whatever they call for discrimination as a white male in Valdosta, Georgia? I don't know if you realize it, but that's typically not how this works. To say they didn't hire you because you were white.
No, they fired you.
They fired. Well, okay, my bad. They fired you because you were white and they wanted a black guy. They interviewed 12 people. Do you know what the race of 10 of them were? White. Do you know who voted? Do you know who voted for Rush Probst, who happens to be white? The 5 black people. Do you know who didn't vote for the white guy? The 4 white guys. Your case is flimsy at best, even if it's true. It's just when you fixed your hands or your thumbs or your whatever to doubt alert the lawyer to say, hey, I want to file this. Did the lawyer not say, hey, man, I don't really know if you know history, or I really don't know if you know like nuance or what this really, really looks like, but I don't know. I don't think you got a winner here, buddy.
The crazy thing about this, and if you don't know who Rush Probst is,
he's a cheater.
You need to Google him. We don't have time
He's
to get in.
He's a cheater.
Like, this dude is a mob boss in high school football. is essentially what he is.
Love him.
The great thing about this is just how openly this guy just lies. Just, it's like he had this whole conversation that was recorded. I'm not sure a single truth was told.
In the recording or just?
Everything he told this guy, you hear what he said about Hoover?
No.
He said that when he was at Hoover, this is what he told Nub to try to get his backing. He said that when he was in Hoover, that the police department would bring over the cash from the drug seizures to help Hoover High School football get players. They interviewed the Hoover Police Department, and the Hoover Police Department said,
I know
man,
for a
ain't
fact,
nobody trying to go to federal prison for Rush Probst.
They said, like, yeah.
He also said that the Georgia Bulldogs and Alabama Crimson Tide pay recruits $90,000 to $150,000 to sign with them. He also said that a Georgia booster paid Nick Chubb $180,000 in 3 installments to return to the team for his senior season. All this in one recording, bro.
No, I know he was talking about that. I know he named some names of boosters. But, like, I just tell people, like, kids get paid. Not every kid. There are kids who get paid. I'm not even going to pretend that doesn't happen. But if you still believe, like, the $150,000, like, in a bag, like, and you have, just hear me out. Look at what people have done with stimulus money. Look at what people have done with stimulus money and income tax money.
Yeah.
People who don't have money. And, like, imagine if they got $150,000
That's
in one
a very solid point.
Like, do you understand, like, the kind of ruckus that would cause?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they had, like, you know, some people, it was one kid, like I said, the kid's not here no more. Warren Thompson. It said that his mom, had an Etsy or Pinterest business or some mess like that, and they paid the mom through that. Like, get out of here, man. You know how much money, like.
What you got to order?
Now, I'm going to tell you, if Denny could cheat, I'm not saying Denny will. Well, I don't know. He's got a history of it. So, we don't. I hate that. But Denny has a legit business that you can, like, if $150,000 hit your business, it would be a really big bump, but it wouldn't shake or change things so much that people would be like, oh, it had to be.
Well, but what you're saying, though, is if $150,000 was given to me, I'd like to think I'm smart enough.
No, I'm saying
know.
You have a place where you can put it, and it wouldn't change your life that much to where you're just.
But what you're suggesting, yes, is that a lot of these guys, if you give them $150,000,
they're gonna blow it. Like, they don't know what to do with that. They're gonna go buy. They're gonna go buy the most expensive Jordans. They're gonna go buy a Bentley. They're gonna go do some dumb mess that's gonna forget the NCAA. Like, even with the Probst thing, that wasn't what scared me, was the NCAA. That wouldn't be what scares me if I'm Nick Saban. Actually, Nick Saban doesn't have to be scared. Neither does Kirby. Even if it was true or not. Who needs to be scared is them boosters. Don't nobody want them alphabet boys coming at them like that. Nobody wants the IRS, especially rich people. They already deal with the IRS enough October 15th. And if you don't know what October 15th is, then you really don't need to get $150,000 from a college. It's just the truth.
I'm telling you, this ESPN article, if you haven't read it, you need to go read it. It's fascinating. It's unbelievable. I mean, this man, Rush Probst, you want to talk about some nads. The things that he asked people to do for him, just straight out ask. He basically wanted to take Valdosta's booster club and turn it into a fund for he and his wife.
Which one?
I don't know. One of them.
Okay.
I mean, it's and again, like, this isn't what he allegedly said. This is on video.
He said
all of this is on video. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being at Alabama or Georgia and you get a phone call and it's like, Rush Probst said on video that y'all did this, this, and this?
I know Saban wants to kill him.
I mean, even if you didn't do it, now you got to deal with that. Now your compliance department's got to deal with that. Like, all because a dude wanted to pay a quarterback $2,500 a month.
And I really, if I was the Garcias, I would be very disrespectful. Like, I mean, I know they're paying rent, but like, and I know $2,500 could probably get you a lot in Austin, but like, up me to $4,000 or $5,000, man.
Dang. 674 just says, is James saying Denny just got paid by Auburn?
For who? For who? For who? Oh, okay.
It's a 912 area code, which means that it's from Savannah, that area.
Okay.
See what you do, man.
I'm not saying he got paid by them, but Denny, they were trying to. But Crawford, Denny did get invited to eat some crawfish at the president's house in the Bayou, but he turned it down.
I did.
I was
about to say, you gotta. I mean, because the big rumor.
The reason why Denny's so wealthy right now is because he got paid by Georgia for Carson. He got paid by Auburn. He sent Ant to Florida, but they didn't. But he was a 3-star, so they only gave him $30,000 for that one. Yeah, but they said we'll give you all of our quarterbacks.
The wildest day in my professional life.
West Florida gave Denny $100,000 so that Austin could come back. Like they've never seen that. Like this is the greatest player in their history.
Isolate this sound. The wildest day of my professional life was the Carson Beck day.
When he decommitted?
No, when he committed to Georgia.
Oh, when he committed. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there were articles written that I got 6 figures. I'm like, I'd like to see it. I'd really like to see that. What do you want to get into next? What do we miss? I mean, y'all just want to end the show?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Can we do that?
Sure, why not?
RJ, can we just go home?
We can't.
I mean, have we not covered the entire sports world right now?
Have we talked Jags there?
Well, I mean,
is there anything to talk?
We talked about. I don't want to talk about Deshaun. He's up to 16 lawsuits now, but I don't really want to get into that.
I just think there's only one team he can go to.
New England.
New England. Hang out, Bob. Teach him the game. I mean, to be honest with you, he's either going to be he's either a terrible person or this is the biggest character job destruction that we've seen in sports recently. If he's innocent, because really, and even then, it's not really bad. He's just weird. It's weird sexual.
It's gotten to the point where it's definitely not a good look. You know what? There's 2 things we can get into that I want to get into. One. Apparently, RJ is doing a poll of the day for us now.
Wait, dude. We have this is not
a Twitter poll.
We could when they start the show, whose intro music starts?
Ours.
Yeah, this isn't into the night, man. Like, let's stop. Treat us like y'all treat us with 10 treats us every other day. Like, just
Why
ignore
would
us.
I do that though?
Did you post the poll?
I did.
What was the poll?
Well, I want to get into that when we come back because it's actually interesting. It's not bad. It's like
I'm getting tweets and I don't understand what.
It's not bad. And then there's a power rankings post free agency that I haven't looked at. Should we see how far the Jags have moved up?
Now we got it. The Jags have got to be top 10.
Absolutely. We'll do that coming back.
Get more Jaguars coverage from Jacksonville's Sports Superstation.
Safety's got to grab. There's always a hole if you don't pressure the QB.
1010XL.
Hello, Jacksonville. GFL is a leading solid waste company is now here to service your business in the Jacksonville area. GFL is known for its commitment to customer service, reliability, and efficiency, plus an unwavering focus on safety. Let GFL handle any solid waste removal for your commercial business. Just call 904-760-5880 for your quote today. In Jacksonville, start looking for those bright green trucks and containers. GFL, green for life.
Hey Jacksonville, Safety Tom here with Remedy Staff. Concerned about keeping your family safe during these difficult times? We are as well. Wash your hands frequently. Self-monitor. If you have symptoms, self-isolate to keep friends, family, and coworkers safe. Need a doctor? Don't just show up. Give them a heads up. Call the COVID hotline for guidance at 1-866-779-6121. These are just a few quick safety tips from Remedy Staffing, keeping you, your family, friends, coworkers, and our healthcare workers safe in Jacksonville.
Complete shows commercial free as soon as the live broadcast ends. 1010XL on demand.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida.
Search 1010XL in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
and subscribe to 1010XL on demand.
or visit 1010XL.com.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, Waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Are you looking for protection from the sun so you can enjoy your patio? Sonesta. Is the rain ruining your backyard party? Sonesta. Tired of your screen enclosure blocking your view? Sonesta. Are bugs bothering you and your guests? Sonesta. Visit Sonesta.com today. That's SUNESTA.com to learn about our custom retractable awnings and screens so you can finally enjoy the outside of your home.
When I say famous, what comes to mind? Celebrities? Athletes? What about vehicle maintenance? Oh, okay, auto repair. Exactly. When I say fast and affordable care for your ride, why not get famous? And think about Famous Quick Lube. With 12 locations open 7 days a week, super fast service, and still famous. So get famous with fast, reliable oil change service starting at just $20. Now that's how you get famous. At Famous Quick Lube, servicing every customer like they're famous.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Weight training should always be done first because it's the highest intensity exercise. Your body is better able to handle weight training early in the workout because you're fresh and you have the energy you need. Cardiovascular exercise should be the last thing you do in the gym because it helps your body recover by increasing blood flow to the muscles and flushing out lactic acid, which builds up when you're lifting weights. So go out and get moving, Jacksonville. Go Jag.
It's Fenwick Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing's flash sale. For a limited time, you get your full system tune-up and you get to name the price you pay. That's right. You name your price on Fenwick's professional 21-point tune-up. Restore your system to factory fresh condition today. Plus, get up to a pound of refrigerant absolutely free. This 10-day flash sale is over on March 24th. Call now or visit FenwickHomeservices.com/nameyourprice.
Claude Nolan Cadillac respects your time and strives to make every visit a pleasure. Customers come back because you're not just a customer, you're part of the family. Don't forget about their service department with 10 master technicians. The only Cadillac dealership in the area with a body shop and can fix any make or model. Claude Nolan Cadillac, Jacksonville's Cadillac dealer for 116 years. Near the town center off JTB on Southside Boulevard and Gate Parkway. Begin your lasting relationship at Claude Nolan Cadillac.
This Wednesday, the most talked about professional wrestling show on the planet returns live to Daly's Place. You have got to be kidding me. This is your chance to be part of the live nationally televised show on TNT. Oh my God! High-flying superstar Matt Sydal will battle the champion Kenny Omega. If you beat him, you get a shot at the title. In an AEW World Championship Eliminator match. In a trios match, the Pinnacles FTR and Shawn Spears will battle the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin of Top Flight. And as the Pinnacle, we will take what we want when we want. Will the red-hot Ty Conti get her revenge against Nyla Rose for knocking her out of the Women's Eliminator Tournament? Oh, Death Valley Driver! Plus, will John Silver be able to bring back the TNT Championship to the Dark Order? Or will Darby Allin continue to rule the ring? Don't miss AEW Dynamite live at Daily Place. Tickets start at only $20 and are available at AEWTIS.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
It is the Sports Den on a Tuesday night. Not a bad show, I don't think, for our night off. It's supposed to be our night off. By the way, go to @Denny_Thompson. I just dropped a new video of Gardner. If you guys want to see on Twitter. Denny Thompson Jacks on Instagram. In case people are wondering what Gardner's up to these days. Shameless plug. Text line 386 says, if anybody thought you got Carson to Georgia, got money to send Carson to Georgia, have him call me. I'll definitely be on your side because I know just how much you hate the Bulldogs. I did. Until they paid me. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. Until Carson went. Let's see. Dang, Dom writing books to us now.
Dom knows better.
I don't know, Dom. What are you doing? Like, can we give us a Cliff Note version of that? Power rankings. That's where I was going, isn't it? Isn't that what I said? Power rankings. I teased something else, but I don't remember what it was. Do y'all remember?
The poll question.
Yeah.
The poll question.
RJ.
Poll question.
Unauthorized.
Yes. The poll. What's the poll question?
Well,
is there a sponsor? Is that the deal?
No.
Wait. There's not a sponsor, and you're still releasing this poll?
Yeah, I do it for Rick's show, so I wanted to keep it going, even though Rick's not in. Let's keep it going.
What was the question?
I mean, basically, who's the best rushing QB in NFL history, in your opinion?
Who are our options?
Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham, or you can select somebody else.
Michael Vick, right? I mean, yeah, Michael Vick, definitely. Am I wrong on that?
Give me the list again.
Cam Newton, Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Randall Cunningham, or you could say somebody else like Donovan McNabb, Fran Tarkenton.
Well, it definitely wasn't Donovan McNabb.
Yeah. I don't like Donovan McNabb, so.
But yeah, definitely Michael Vick. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got your. Are you going to do that again tomorrow night? Are we going to have a whole week of poll questions?
Yeah. Well, Friday you will not, because
we'll go back to our regular scheduled program.
Yeah, JJ will be back.
Okay. And by the way, whoever keeps texting us about RJ not needing to be on radio because of his voice, man, stop. I don't know about.
I like his nasally voice.
We're allowed to talk about RJ. You are not.
Listen, man, don't you talk about our guy. Yeah,
I do not sound like that.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You got Pat Mahomes taking
I
over.
do not sound like that. Nasally, my goodness.
Oh, I don't really. Maybe I described it wrong, but it's something.
Power rankings. Tampa Bay still number one. Do we care about one? Like, let's just see where the Jags
Where are we
at.
at?
Where are the Jags? Well, we're not in the top 10.
No way. No way.
It's according to NFL.com.
This is crazy. The way people blasted me last week, you really have to be. Free agency was amazing.
Okay, let me read the description, and then I'm going to have y'all guess where the Jags are ranked.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Urban Meyer went public with his criticisms of the NFL's free agency process, but that didn't preclude the Jaguars from being more active than just about anyone in the first week of the league year. Cornerback Shaquille Griffin and wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. were the highest profile additions as the team closes in on draft day and the presumed arrival of Trevor Lawrence as the new face of the franchise. Meyer is rebuilding Jacksonville from the ground up. So if I read that,
that's exciting.
How high do you think the Jags are in the power ranking according to NFL.com?
15.
22.
28. They are, you ready? 32.
Still?
Yes.
I know y'all. Who wrote this? Y'all need to give him the energy that y'all was giving me. Y'all need to give that guy because that guy obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. If everybody's saying you stink and you didn't do any good, then everybody's got to be wrong except for the fact that everybody's seeing something that you're not.
This is Dan Hanzus, around the NFL writer.
I hate to disrespect his genealogy.
Right, his given name.
Yes, but that's awful.
Hanzus.
But okay, that's terrible spelling. But I would never.
You say it's terrible spelling. It's the man's name.
No, I'm just saying,
It's his
that's
last
a terrible
name.
way to spell your last name.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Are you aware that your last name sucks, Mr. Hanzus? You're a little too handsy. Nah, man. Nah, I don't like it. He don't respect his opinion. Can't respect the man with Hanzus.
I'm going to take up for the Jags on this.
It wasn't that bad. We're not the 32nd, but worse.
Like the Detroit Lions without Stafford, dadgummit. You're supposed to know that when I start to glitch. That's what we've come through with you. Are not better than the Jags right now. The Detroit Lions with Jared Goff are not better than the Jags with Trevor Lawrence. And we took their receiver from them, right? And their other receiver, Kenny Galladay's gone too.
New York.
So, no, they should be below the Jags. The Jets, you can make an argument. The Texans absolutely should be, assuming that Deshaun doesn't play, then that's a no-brainer. Even if Deshaun plays, what they have now is what they're going to have. They don't have a first-round pick. They absolutely should be below the Jags. The Eagles with Jalen Hurts, sorry.
They're below us?
They should be below the Jags. What about Carolina?
The little person got them in a little bit better position.
I mean, what
Matt
about
Rule's-
Denver? What about Denver?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Denver should absolutely. The Jags should be in that 25 to 20. Yeah, 25 to 27 range right now. And then post-draft and post what I'm assuming is more free agents or acquisitions, then hopefully, like, you can look at this list and go, on paper, they are top 22 before the season. Because if you're 12 to 22, those 10 teams are probably about the same, aren't they? About the Bears. The Bears assigned Andy freaking Dalton. All right.
And they still have the pediatrician, right?
Yes.
So it's a competition between Andy.
Is Andy Dalton an upgrade over Nick Foles?
No.
Right? Like, I mean, the Bears being ranked 23rd, but the Giants, well, they picked up Dalton. No, the Giants probably should be ahead of the Jags, but I don't know about 22nd. The top five. Let me just give you the top five here. Let me scroll. That's what happens when Jacksonville's at the bottom. I had to scroll so far the computer messed up. Tampa 1, Kansas City 2. Nobody's going to argue those. The Packers 3. Did they do anything in free agency? I know they re-signed Aaron Jones, right? The Bills 4. The Ravens 5. And I'm a Saints fan, but there's no way the Saints should be 6 right now. You can put the Saints 6 with Jameis or Taysom?
Not that high. I would actually put them outside the top 10 to approve them.
Browns 7. Seattle 8. Rams 9. See, I think the Rams should be higher than that. I think the Rams with Matt Stafford are going to be really good. Like, outside of Tampa, probably the favorite. So Tampa, Green Bay, LA. Like that, those are your 3. I'd put them ahead of Seattle right now.
Seattle's
what
in
they have on
turmoil.
defense.
Yeah.
They've got the Steelers at 10. Oh, that's right. Is Deshaun Jackson got anything left, didn't he? Because I forgot LA signed Deshaun Jackson. Is he anything?
I don't really think so.
Yeah. And then they got the Titans 11.
That's because of yeah, I mean, I can see that.
What did Jadeveon Clowney do?
Isn't he?
He's still not signed?
Yeah. He'll probably do what he's been, wait till closer to camp.
Yeah. 49ers 12, Colts
I can see that.
13.
I can see the Colts.
With Carson Wentz.
Really, the offensive line.
Yeah. Chargers 14, Dolphins 15. Then the Dolphins, I feel like the Dolphins should be higher just based on the fact of how many picks they have.
And they actually didn't do bad outside. I mean, it depends on how you feel about Tua in a quarterback situation. If you feel like Tua's it, they've got a good coach, they seem to be trending upwards and on top of the picks they have, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they should be higher. The Cardinals were 16. Let me go back to the Dolphins for a second. They let Fitz go, right? He went to Washington. They signed Brisket, Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
As a backup quarterback. Was that a move because if Tua struggled, people were going to be calling for Fitz?
Of course.
Right? That's all
Of
that
course.
is, right?
Yeah, like you give Tua more security.
Because Fitz didn't sign that big of a deal with Washington. And you've got Tua on a rookie contract.
You could have afforded both of them.
If you are the Dolphins and you feel like, all right, we got 2 high picks, we got actually 4 high picks, we've got some money left, we can make a run at this, shouldn't you have kept Fitz, though? Like, if it's really about the team and the possibility.
If you're benching Tua, then you're in a bad. Whether it's through injury or whatever. If you got to put Fitz in, and Fitz is the reason you make a run for any reason, you've got a really bad situation on your hand.
Even with Fitz, huh?
Even with Fitz, because Fitz is one of those guys that still has 2 years in him. And maybe you could get Tua to sit back, but like once you've tasted that, like you've got two guys in the locker room who are supposed to have control, like you're gonna have a split locker room at that level.
Yeah.
Funny thing is the Breakfast Club, our Breakfast Club, Daniel and Jeff, they did something similar this morning, and the Jags were ranked 30th, and the Texans
on
were
a
32.
different. Yeah. Absolutely believe the Texans should be 32. I don't. There's if you believe that Deshaun's not playing, then there's absolutely no way that you could argue that. But even if he's playing, I mean, they're just so drained. I feel so strongly about how bad the Texans are that I don't think that Bill O'Brien should be allowed to coach ever again for what he did to that franchise.
Wow.
Like, I mean, he should get like the death penalty of coaching because he was completely irresponsible with the handling of that franchise. Like there's things that you can go to jail for when you have fiduciary responsibility to people.
Mm-hmm.
He had fiduciary responsibility to a franchise that he just completely messed up, that he was completely negligent with. And now he's at Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be tough. I'd have to go either Lions or Texans. I think the Lions, and I hate to say this because our boy Brunell's there now.
That's right.
But is Sam Howell such an amazing prospect that the Lions are already tanking for Sam?
No.
Like,
Sam Howell,
they let every receiver go. You realize that, right? Every receiver.
The ones that were good, yeah.
Gone. They got rid of their quarterback. They brought in Jared Goff, who last time we saw could not, I guess they kept Perryman. But Jared Goff, last time we saw him, he couldn't throw. Literally, physically, could not throw. Who is in next year's draft that you would be tanking for this early?
I mean, Sam, that would be the person.
Right.
I don't know if he's not Trevor Lawrence.
You saw the mock draft I sent you a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it interesting that the top 2 or top 3 picks were at one time Florida State commits? That was crazy. Who's the kid, the defensive end that went to Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau.
You know, it's funny you say that. It's because when I point out the similarities between Mike Norvell and Willie Taggart, I get people hate that because they feel Taggart is just so bad. But the momentum that we have right now, like go back and look at Florida State first year.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that Tag took him from 60th to almost a top 10 class in his first year. And then that the year that he took over, the transition year, and then had a lot of momentum at this point going into his second year, actually higher. I think we had a higher ranked class. And the thing that people kept saying, all he has to do is win. All he has to do is win. If he wins, it's going to get spooky. If he wins, what are people saying about Mike Norvell right now?
Yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, I know the Thibodeau kid wasn't committed, but y'all had a very good chance.
It was, man, when I tell you from what I was told by a friend who no longer works at a rival, if we would have won, it would have been no contest. But even then, it came down to like he committed on a Saturday. It came down to that Friday at noon.
One One thing from the text line, because Domino's been trying to hit us up for a while on this, so I want to get to it real quick. He said, Falcons gave up 5 picks to get Julio Jones to move up from 27 to 6. Would you do the same thing if you were the Jags to get Kyle Pitts? We talked about this last night. I don't know about
Man, now that you just said Julio Jones, and I like Julio Jones. One big playoff run in the Super Bowl where you choke, it just doesn't feel worth it.
Yeah. I don't know about 5 picks. I don't know what the Falcons had to give up. Like, I don't know. Was it the thing that the Jags have going for them is they have that second first-round pick.
Like, what if I get the 3rd best tight end in the NFL? Or the 5th? Like, over the next 5 or 6 years.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't get
say I
don't get
the 3rd
Kyle
best
Pitts.
in this draft or the 3rd best in the NFL?
3rd, like, let's say
you got a really good tight end.
I'm just saying, like, I find that guy, or in this draft or the next draft. I feel like I feel like that, but I get somebody who's elite at their job, at their spot. Like, they're one of the best at they're top 3 at their spot with the other draft pick. I just feel like that's so much to give up for one guy, unless he's giving me now. You have to eat crow. I'm not necessarily eat crow because I think he's good, but like, unless he's giving me 1,212 touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, it's like 672 just said Chiefs gave up 2 firsts and a 3rd to go from 28 to 10 to get Mahomes. That's different.
And Mahomes is the best
player in the NFL.
3 years, minimum AFC championships. Like 2 back-to-back Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl ring. That panned out.
Yeah, that worked out. Yeah. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the Sports Den.
Some people call it Jax. Some call it the First Coast. We call it
the place that we all call
home. 1010XL.
Signed on the line incorporated DBA True Mortgage is a fair housing lender. NMLS 1626699.
Mortgage interest rates are at historic lows, but with looming inflation, odds are rates will go up. Now's the time to lock in a low rate before it's too late, and True Mortgage can help. Home values have seen significant growth, and with a cash-out refi, you could save thousands, the lower interest rate, and get the cash you need to pay off high-interest credit cards and loans, do home improvements, or put money away for emergencies. If your current mortgage rate starts with anything other than a 2, don't let this opportunity pass you by. At True Mortgage, we've got low rates, fast turnaround, and the smart options you need. We'll also pay the title, escrow, and appraisal fees to save you even more money. Pay off those high-interest debts and save thousands by locking in a lower refi rate today. For a free quote, visit TrueNow.com or talk to one of True's top-rated loan consultants today. Just call 800-340-9750. That's 800-340-9750. 800-340-9750.
Engagement ring shopping is enough of a challenge for your average guy, but try doing it while on a ship deployed hundreds of miles away.
My name's Andrew. I'm a Chief Petty Officer of the United States Navy, and I work in Mayport, Florida.
Andrew wanted to propose to his girlfriend when he returned, so he reached out to Diamonds Direct via email.
They had really great reviews while looking online, so I shot him an email telling him my story, that I was gone out at sea, wouldn't be back for 6 months. I gave her kind of my price range, and she was able to send me pictures and information about many different rings, and then I made my choice and picked it out.
Andrew made arrangements for a friend to bring him the ring as soon as his ship docked, and the proposal turned out to be a huge event.
And then the moment I walked off the brow onto the pier, my girlfriend was standing there, which is when I dropped to a knee and proposed to her. It was great. Hundreds of people there on the pier, and we were actually featured on the news.
Diamonds Direct.
They're extremely military friendly. If you're in the Navy and like me looking for an engagement ring, Diamonds Direct is an excellent place to go. They're going to take care of you.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
The reload has begun, and the time for talk is over.
When you grab a seat in this beautiful stadium, you're going to see a team play really fast. I want a team that plays fearless.
Visit Jaguars.com to renew your season tickets and join head coach Urban Meyer for a new era of Jaguars football. Already a season ticket member? Renew your tickets by April 9th and guarantee your seat selection. We'll see you at the bank.
The NFL offseason on 1010XL is brought to you by Tire Outlet.
Welcome to professional football.
Listen for college football pro days analysis from Frank Frangie and Hayes Carlin. Brought to you by
Window World of Northeast Florida
and Superior Fence and Rail.
Call me, Mark Anajar, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000.
That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
Picking here, there are some great reasons to play in this year's Beaches Habitat for Humanity Builders Classic Golf Tournament, presented by Larry and Nancy Wong at Jacksonville Golf and Country Club May 3rd. How about a chance to shoot for $1 million? Hole-in-one or a GMC Canyon from Nimnik Buick GMC. A 3-year lease on a Fields Automotive Land Rover Defender, and a Pebble Beach golf trip for 2. Learn more about sponsorships and registration at beacheshabitat.org/Builders Classic.
For windows and doors, make the right choice. Kohler Homes, an award-winning local business with outstanding customer reviews. Kohler Homes doesn't pressure sale, offer those gimmick specials, or advertise that we're factory direct, even though we are. Kohler Homes' reputation is to offer options for multiple manufacturers, not just one. And our goal is to find the best window to fit your needs. With companies disguising private label windows as their own, it's crucial to know who the real manufacturer is. So don't wait. Go to KohlerHomesInc.com. That's KohlerHomesInc.com. Remember, Kohler Homes, the right choice.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
I tell you the difference between me and them. They trying to get their ones and trying to get the lambs.
1010XL. Join us in the Sports Den. Call or text 641-1010.
I know we'd only done this one day, but it sure does feel later, a lot later, going back to our normal time for one night.
Yeah. So like you go 6 and you're like great. I think it was still like a little bit of light.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just feels late.
Mm.
And then tomorrow 7 to 9.
Is that right? 7 to 9. And then
we go to get wings.
Yeah, then we get wings on Thursday at Mr. Chubby's in Ponte Vedra, which is 6 to 8. And then Friday again from 6 to 8. So that's the Sports Den schedule for the week. You like 6 to 8 better than 8 to 10? Like,
I'd have to get used to it, like, because it changes my schedule up.
Yeah.
So like I have to like adjust a lot of stuff.
Yeah, on the surface I like it, but I'm with you. Like,
I go to bed earlier.
There's a lot of work I'm not getting done when I have to come in here at 6.
Because once I come here, it's like the other stuff that you want me to do is it ain't getting done.
By the way, your boy Jameis, man, got emotional today. Talking about Drew Brees. Why are you hating? I like that. Why are you hating on that? He's able to just put it all out there for the people that he appreciated Drew Brees. Why are you hating on him?
MFTDB.
Well, them Drew Breeses?
That.
Oh.
Or MFDB. How about that? I'm not getting emotional about Drew Brees. No, I'm just joking. It was cool. With Jameis, I love Jameis.
He needs a reality show.
Jameis is just always everything he does is over the top.
Tell me you wouldn't be dialed.
I would be dialed in. I just want to hear him describe football plays. See what we got to do right here? You know what I'm saying? Get that post, go over the top. Boom, right there.
Dude, a Jameis Winston reality show would be... I can't think of a better reality show participant.
I have a fear. What they really need to do is just, again, build Jameis an apartment at the practice facilities. Because I'm a Deshaun, like right now, like Jameis is like is low hanging fruit for these skeezers. Like I don't want anything bad to happen to him, man. He's
protected.
He's special.
We got
is what I mean. He doesn't know better.
We got to run. Thank you guys for listening. Share the SoundCloud. Like always, we appreciate you. Y'all have a great night.
Frangie and Hicken